Hello happy gardeners, welcome back to Stinky Nursery. Marla on camera, say hello Marla.
Hello.
And I'm starting to shout so everyone can hear me. I've had a bit of a sound problem. Anyway, Marla, spin in here. What we're doing today is we are sorting out our hellebore. Now hellebore in the UK start putting on growth about this time of year. We're in mid-October at the moment. They're a winter flowering thing. If you're on the other side of the planet, the months are the other way around, obviously. And I've already chopped one back here, and I just want to show you what I've done. It had a lot of tatty leaf on it, and we chopped off the tatty leaf. Marla, if you can spin in. And what I did was, with a pair of snips, I chopped off all the leaves and left these new growths and new leaves ready to come up. Now this was a reasonably large sized plant. It was about this big, but the leaves were looking ever so tatty. Do not be scared to chop them right back. You've got that new growth coming up. Now this is in a pot. We've got it in a soil compost, very important with hellebore. You don't want to use multi-purpose. In the ground they're great, but if you've got them in pots, got to be soil. And we're going to give it a bit of a top dressing. It's just starting to put on new growth. I gave it a feed about 3 or 4 months ago. And we're going to give it another feed now. If you've got stuff in pots, you've got to feed them at certain points. And I'm using a slow release fertiliser, and it's in a pelleted form. It's called Q4. It's organic. Have a look at it online if you want to buy some. You can get it in B&Q actually, in Homebase. You can get it in Homebase. And I'm also going to rub it into the top like that. Can you see that I'm doing that, Marla? Because I found that if you just leave these pellets on the top to water in themselves, they can sometimes go a bit mouldy, and that's never good to introduce mould. All right, so that's that one there. Now we've got another one here. I'll show you what I'm going to do with it. It's got a flower coming up already. Marla, can you spin in? See? Got a lovely flower coming up already. It's October, but the flower's coming up. And what I'm going to do is these old leaves here, right in at the bottom like that, cutting back this leaf here, cut it right back, and this leaf here. And Marla, if you can spin in there, I'll put my glass on. You can see there's new growth coming up here, and there's new growth coming up here. And this leaf here, we're going to get rid of that. We don't need that. So I'm going to cut that back like that. All right, so right back to the base. Now the plants are coming into their growing season now, so any damage that we do will heal very quickly. This is a good thing about doing this at this time of year. I'm now going to get a bit more of the old fertiliser, pop it around the top. Just read the packet, it'll tell you how much to put on, like that, and we rub it in. And finally, we're moving on to the third plant scenario. Now, if you've got a hellebore in your garden that's got reasonably good leaf from last year, see, they're still a bit tatty if you're a Puritan, you're wanting them absolutely lovely. So I'm going to take those off, but you can see we've got all this new growth coming up. Yeah? And this will see it through for this year. So we don't need these leaves. Through cutting these old leaves off, it will concentrate its energy on the new leaves, and we'll get a nice, healthy, bushy plant. So, Marla, if you can spin in, just show the people how to do it. Get right in there like that, and chop these right back. Chop all these leaves off, right back at their base. This will allow the plant to bush out, and we've got a little snail in there. Snails love the hellebore, so you're always going to get them. We'll take him out and put him somewhere where he's not going to do any harm. And there we are. All right, all snipped off. Now it looks like it's chopped it back to a tiny little plant, but it will grow. Bit of fertiliser on the top, like that. And that is it. We're now going to leave that. It's outside. I've got it in quite a shady area. They don't seem to mind the shade. I'm going to leave that, but this plant by March will be about that big with beautiful, beautiful flowers on it. This has been Robbie Phoenix down at Stinky Nursery, shouting for the camera with Marla holding it. Thank you, everyone.